In today's training, I'm going to be sharing with you the number one best way, absolute best way to make money online in 2024. Here's the thing. Some of the things I'm going to be talking about might be a little controversial, but here's the punchline, okay? A ton of people are using this information that you're about to get, and they're making tons of money, 5 to 10K a month. A lot of them are making more than that online every single month with this method that you're about to learn. A little bit of context here. I recently did a live training for my community, and we decided, you know what? We should just throw this up onto the YouTube channel so that way all of you guys and gals can get some more value. So if you're happy about that, drop some fire emojis down in the comments. With no further ado, let's jump into the training. The reason why so many people stay broke in 2024 is because they are still connecting their time and their effort to their dollar, okay? And the reason why people are like, what, you can't make an extra 12 grand a month online, and he can't make $30,000 from selling courses, like that's not possible. Why do people have limiting and false beliefs like that? Because the only way they know how to generate money is with their muscles and with their time, right? And so they're like, well, man, the only way I can make a lot of money is by giving more time and putting in more effort, working even harder. But guys, tonight in this masterclass, I'm going to be sharing with you how you can begin to generate money online, not with your muscles and your effort, but with your knowledge. How many of y'all know that knowledge is power? Let me see it in the chats. Knowledge is power. And here's a caveat to that statement, okay? Knowledge that you take action on is power. See, because each and every one of us have infinite access to knowledge, but how many of us are taking action on the knowledge? The plays, the insights I'm going to give you guys tonight, I'm telling you, if you run the plays that I'm going to give you guys tonight, everything can and will change for you, okay? Now, how many of you guys and gals are ready to jump into the training? Just wave at me like this. If that's you, if you guys are fired up, come on, just wave at me like this if you guys are ready. How about two hands? Just wave at me like this if you guys are ready, if you guys are excited, okay? Now, I want to tell you guys something. Okay, the information I'm going to give to you guys and gals tonight, it's extremely powerful. Ron, why don't you pull that picture up of our guy there? Okay, whatever you do, you have to promise that you won't use this information or these powers that you're going to learn in this training tonight. You have to promise that you won't use these for evil. Okay. In fact, I need at least 50 people to tell me in the comments, say, I won't use these powers for evil, okay? I do solemnly swear I will not use this information for evil. Guys, here's the punchline. God wants, that's good, Rome. God is releasing new wisdom, new knowledge, new information to his people that we can begin to take this knowledge, we can begin to make money, not just with our muscles or with our effort or with our time, but we can begin to make money from our knowledge, and then we can begin to do good works, okay? That's what all of this is about. This isn't about chasing the money. This is about chasing our God-given potential, okay? So let me ask you a question. Actually, I'm going to come here to the board, okay? Let's talk real quick. Who is this training for, okay? Who is this training for? Training. Okay, training. Who is this training for? See, you don't even have to be that smart to learn how to make money online. Okay, so who is this training for, guys? Okay, number one, who is this training for? This training is perfect for beginners who know absolutely nothing about course creation. Okay, so course creation. I'm telling you guys right now, it is extremely hard to talk and write at the same time. But guys, bring it back to the board there, Rome. Who is this training for? Number one, it's perfect for beginners who know absolutely nothing, okay, about course creation. It's perfect for you if you're like, man, it's felt overwhelming. I don't know where to start. You are in the right place. In fact, I need to hear, if you know that you're in the right place tonight, let me know in the comments, say, I'm in the right place, okay? If you know that you're in the right place, if you know that God led you to this training, let me know in the chat, say, I'm in the right place, okay? Who else is this training for, okay? Number two, this training is perfect for those, okay, here we go, those who already have a course, okay, or maybe you've tried to create a course, you already have a course, but it didn't make any money. Oops, didn't make any money. There we go, okay? So maybe you're here tonight and you're like, man, I've tried courses, no one bought my course, I don't know what happened. Guys, if that's you, then this is perfect for you. In fact, if you were in that category, go ahead and drop like a crying emoji in the chats. Drop a crying emoji in the chats. If you're like, I tried making a course, no one bought it, right? If that's you, go ahead and just put a crying emoji. Guys, if that's you, you are in perfect company tonight, because in tonight's training, I'm going to literally, someone put a laughing emoji. Like, it hurt so bad, it made me laugh. Listen, guys, tonight, if you're a beginner or maybe you've already tried a course, no one bought it, this is the perfect training for you, okay? Let's talk for a quick moment. Who is this training not for, okay? Who is this training not for, okay? Let's say it here. Who is this not for, okay? Who's this training not for? This training is not for anyone who wants to create, there we go. Guys, I'm having a hard time spelling and talking. Incredible generational wealth. Okay, so if you don't want to create incredible generational wealth, if you're like, nah, I don't want to do that, then this training's probably not for you, okay? So how many of you guys and gals, you can bring me back on the room, how many of you guys and gals are ready to dive in to the information? If you're ready to dive in, drop it in the chat, say, that's me, that's me, that's me, that's me. Come on, you guys got to get fired up. How many of you guys and gals know that high income is a result of high energy? Think about that. Like, I am not a new age guy at all, okay? I love God. I love the Bible. I'm not new age at all. But how many of y'all know that energy is real, right? Like, the sun shines down energy. Like, you either have a lot of energy or you don't, right? And I will tell you this. All of the wealthy, successful people that I know, they are high energy individuals. They're excited. They're fired up about life because they're optimists, man. How many of y'all know that it doesn't cost you any more to be an optimist than it does for you to be a pessimist, okay? So if you're fired up, let me know in the comments and say, I'm fired up, okay? So what does Ahmad, who made $30,000 with this information, what does he have in common with Mark, who made $12,000 residual every month? What he took this information and did that. Some of you guys and gals saw the intro video, like tons and dozens of other success stories. What do all of these students have in common? Every single one of them is an action taker. Okay, I hope you guys came to take notes tonight. How many of y'all know that note takers are money makers, okay? Every single one of my students who have had massive success, they are action takers, okay? And here's what I want to submit to you guys and gals tonight. I keep saying you got to run the play. Don't just hear the information, okay? Even the Bible says, don't just be a hearer of the word and deceive yourself. Well, I know that already. No. You're deceived if you think you know. The way that you actually have to see it manifest in your life is you have to apply it, right? Do what it says. So listen, here's what you got to know. Action takers are money makers, baby. Action takers are money makers, okay? And whoever takes action on what they learn from tonight's training, those are the people who have the best chance at success, okay? So on the count of 3, if you're sitting here tonight and you know that you're an action taker, I need to hear from at least 100 people, at least 200 people in the comments. If you're an action taker, on the count of 3, say, I'm an action taker. 1, 2, 3, say, I'm an action taker. Drop it in there 2 times. Drop it in there 5 times if you need to. Drop it in there 10 times. Ooh, somebody put a green in there. I don't even know how to do that, bruh. If you're an action taker, let me know. Come on, we need more action takers in here, guys. That's not enough. Say, I'm an action taker. I'm an action taker. Put it in the chat, guys, okay? So let's dive into this. Hey, I really hope that you're enjoying the video. I want to invite you guys. I have recently created a free training teaching people how to make money online. My students are literally making anywhere from $5,000 to $10,000 a month, and some of them even make hundreds of thousands of dollars, not in a year, but in a single day. If you want more information on how you can get started, all you need is a phone and a laptop. You can go to digitalproductacademy.org, or you can click the link below in the description. Guys, after you watch the free training, if it sounds like it might be something cool for you to check out, you can book a free call with one of my client success coaches, and they'll be able to help you more. Now, back to the video. So what is my goal tonight when it comes to this training? So what is my goal? Okay. What's my goal with tonight's training? I'm so glad you guys are here. We're getting fired up. We're right about to jump in, okay? My goal tonight is to show you why, thank you, Rome, he's scrolling up on my notes, show you why selling your knowledge, thank you, selling your knowledge through courses is the best chance. Somebody in the chat say best chance at creating wealth. What's my goal tonight in this training? My goal tonight is to show you why selling your knowledge through courses is your best chance. It's the easiest way. It's the best way. It is the most profitable way to build wealth in 2024, okay? If you believe it, let me know in the comments. Say, I believe it, I believe it, I believe it, okay? So guys, let's jump right on in, okay? So for those who don't know, my name is Rick Pino. Thank you, Peter, by the way. Pete introduced me a little bit earlier, but some of you guys may or may not know me, okay? So I literally grew up in a very, very rough situation. My parents, maybe like some of your parents, my parents didn't really have a lot of financial literacy, and growing up, we struggled, man. Like our family of 5, we lived in a 1-bedroom apartment, like cockroaches crawling on us. Like we had it really rough growing up. And finally, like after years and years of trying, my parents got a little bit better of a job and were able to move out of, the small roach apartment to like a 2-bedroom apartment. And then we grew up there, and it was still pretty rough. We really struggled. We're on food stamps, like just all that stuff. And then all of a sudden, as I grew up, I got a real big heart for doing the work of God, and I became a worship leader. Some of you guys and gals know that. I became a worship leader and a missionary because I grew up in like really tough situations, and basically American poor. God put a huge heart in me to serve the poor and to serve those who are in need. In fact, if you're on this chat tonight, if you're on this webinar, I want to know how many of you guys and gals have a heart to serve the less fortunate, right? And how many of you guys and gals know that the way that we can serve the less fortunate, it takes money, man. It takes money, right? And here's one thing that I learned, okay, coming up in my journey. Whenever you're broke, all you can do is pray for people, which, by the way, praying for people is awesome, right? But when you're broke and you're wealthy, now you can pray for people and you can write them a check. That's way better, right? So here's the crazy part about my story. We became missionaries. We were helping people in need. And honestly, guys, we could not make the impact that we desired to make because we couldn't do it at the level because we just didn't have the money to do it, right? And so long story short, my wife and I began to pray this dangerous prayer. How many of you guys and gals want to know this dangerous prayer? Wave at me like this. If you're like, I'm ready to know this dangerous prayer, right? What was the dangerous prayer that my wife and I began to pray? Okay, the dangerous prayer was this. We were hosting this huge missions event, like 5,000 people. And many of you guys and gals understand, like, these events, the way that you pay for them is with offerings. And we had done this 3-day event with 5,000 people, and we were like $50,000 short in the offering. And we didn't have the money. We're like, God, what are we going to do? And God raised up, like every single time, he brought a businessman and a businesswoman to us. And literally they said like, hey, how are you guys doing on budget? We're like $50,000 short. And they're like, oh, just 50,000? Only 50,000? Come on, I need somebody in the chat to say only 50,000? These business people, they said only 50,000? That's all you need? And we're like, yeah, only. What do you mean? Guys, they wrote us a check for 50,000 bucks. And they're like, here you guys go. And we were like so undone, like, thank you, God. But something began to change. And here's the dangerous prayer that we began to pray. And some of you guys and gals need to start praying this prayer tonight. Here's the prayer. We went to go give thanks to God for meeting our needs. And my wife, she said, hey, honey, before you give thanks, I would like to offer a prayer to God. I said, go for it. And she said this. We were literally kneeling down, about to give thanks to God for this huge miracle. And my wife says this. Here's the dangerous prayer. God, thank you so much for supplying this need and giving us this miracle. But God, how do we become those kind of people? How do we become the kind of person that doesn't need the miracle, but we provide the miracle? How do we become those kind of people? How many of you guys and gals want to be that kind of person? Say ready, or say right here, right here, right here. If you would like to become the kind of person that's not just needing a miracle, but you want to provide the miracle, say right here, right? Because guys, the punchline is this. God is calling us to exceedingly, abundantly, above all we could ask, think, or imagine when it comes to our finances. And how many of y'all know that if you're the one who always needs a miracle, how are you going to be a blessing for anybody else? Right? And so it was in this process that we were like, you know what? Something's got to change. How do we become that kind of person? And the crazy part is this, guys. We were presented with an opportunity to join a business mentorship that taught us how to build courses. And we were like, what the heck? This is crazy. It felt big. It felt scary. Guys, we took the leap of faith. We invested in ourselves. And guys, in the first 6 months, we made $900,000 in the first 6 months that we joined that program. And guys, the rest is history. It was absolutely out of control. And it was during, can I tell y'all a story? How many of you guys want to hear a story right quick? If you'd like to hear a story, say, tell me the story in the chats. Say, tell me the story. Tell me the story. Love you guys too. Thank you guys so much. Some people are like, we love you, Rick. I love you guys too. That's why we're hosting this free training tonight, okay? And guys, don't worry. I'm about to get into the meat and potatoes here in just a minute, but I got to give you some context, okay? While my wife and I were going through this part of our journey and starting to become the people who didn't just need a miracle, but we could provide the miracle, okay? That's a different level of being used by God. How many of y'all want some of that? So we heard this story, and I think it's going to be extremely powerful for you because I know it was extremely powerful for us, okay? Now, I don't know how clearly you could imagine this, but I want you to see in your mind's eye this story I'm about to tell you, okay? And we heard this story at the beginning of our journey. It helped us. Here it goes. Here's the story we heard. There was once a little acorn who was sitting up on the top of a windowsill, okay? And on the top of this windowsill, the little acorn looked out the window every day to this beautiful, majestic forest of massive, mighty oak trees, okay? And sometimes the owner of the house would crack the window and you could actually smell the scent of the forest. And every day this little baby acorn would sit there looking out the window and would just get so inspired, like, man, those guys and gals are so cool, right? But after a while, the more and more and more that this little acorn began to look out the window, something really sad began to set over him, and he began to get depressed, and he began to get sad. And one day he just found himself so depressed, so sad, because he knew that he had what it took to be one of those trees in that forest, but he just didn't know how to do it. Right? And so every day now, what went from inspiration now became like a depression. And every day he'd be on the windowsill and he'd be sitting there crying every day and just losing it, crying every day, right? And he was causing such a ruckus, crying every day on this windowsill, that one day a little sparrow heard him crying up on the windowsill. So the little sparrow flew over and landed on the windowsill. Now, just imagine that little sparrow, right? And he's kind of poking his head, and he walks over, he goes, hey buddy, what's wrong? And the little acorn, I don't know what it is. I see this beautiful forest filled with gigantic oak trees, and I know I can be an oak tree. I know I have what it takes. I can feel it deep inside. I just don't know how to do it. And this little sparrow, having the wisdom that sparrows have from flying around and seeing things on a different level, the little sparrow looks at the acorn and goes, wait. bro, you need to stop crying. And he was like, why? And he goes, you do have what it takes to grow into your full potential as that mighty oak tree, but your only problem is you are in the wrong environment. And the acorn goes, what do you mean I'm in the wrong environment? And he goes, listen, God has put everything on the inside of you that you need to grow up into that mighty oak tree. The problem is that you're just in the wrong environment. You shouldn't be up here on this windowsill wishing and hoping one day that you could do it. You need to actually go get where the action is. And the acorn started kind of calming down a little bit. He goes, okay, what do you mean get where the action is? And the sparrow goes, listen, I want to do a favor for you. I want to take you from where you are now, and I want to place you in the right environment, get you around the same kind of people who started where you're starting, but grew into the majestic, amazing oak trees that they are now. Does that sound cool? And the acorn's kind of wiping his eyes and says, yeah, I guess so. Let's try it. So the little sparrow takes the acorn and drops him in the forest, plants him there. And guys, you know the rest of the story. After a couple of decades, this little acorn grew into this majestic, incredible, amazing oak tree. What's the moral of this story, guys? You guys and gals are the acorn. Me and my wife, just 6 or 7 years ago, we were that acorn looking out the window going, I know that it's possible. I know we can do it. Like so many of you guys just a little bit ago, you guys said, listen, I know that making money online with courses is possible. I believe it, right? But the problem is you're just looking out the window and you're like, well, I know it's possible. I just don't know how to do it. Guys, every single one of us has that God-given potential on the inside of us to become way, way, way more than we are now. But some of the problem that all of us face is you're just simply in the wrong environments. Like you got to get connected to the right environments, man. You got to get connected to mentorship and coaching. You got to invest in yourself. In fact, I need at least 50 people in the comments say, I need to invest in myself, right? You need to invest in yourself to be able to grow to the next level, guys. Because until you do that, until you change environments, you're never going to become the full potential that God has called you to become, okay? So guys, I'm extremely excited for you. That's mine and my wife's story. And we were that little acorn, and we began to get connected to coaches and mentors and training programs, and the rest is history. Here we are now. We've generated over multiple now 8 figures online, tens of millions of dollars. Guys, I don't say any of that to boast. Please hear my heart. I say none of this to boast, but I am saying this to inspire you, to encourage you. I'm not smarter than y'all. I can't even spell, y'all. Like I'm like struggling here to try to write something, bruh. Right? Like it's not that I'm smarter than you or more special than you. It's just that I chose to take the sparrow up, my mentor, up on, okay, take me where I need to be because I'm not going to get to my full potential where I am now. Does that make sense? If you're getting it, drop it in the chat. Say, I'm getting it, 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 right? So guys, here's what we're going to go over tonight, okay? I want to share with you guys in this training 3 secrets, okay? 3 secrets, okay? How many of y'all know, I just need to tease a little bit here, okay? How many of y'all would like to know the 3 secrets that I'm going to be sharing with you guys tonight? If you guys would like to know the secrets, let's see, say I do. If that's you, if you want to know these secrets, say I do in the comments. Guys, I'm telling you, these 3 secrets right here, these are game changers. They're game changers, bro. Okay, all right, I need at least 20 more people to say I do, okay? There we go. Listen, 3 secrets, okay? Tonight, we're going to be covering these 3 secrets. Secret number 1, okay? I'm going to be covering with you, or sharing with you, how anyone, someone say anyone, okay? How anyone can create profitable, anyone can create profitable online courses, okay? Even if anyone can create profitable online courses, even if you're not sure of your niche yet, okay? One of the biggest hurdles that beginners have when it comes to like creating profitable online courses is they're just like, I don't know like what my niche would be. I don't know who I would serve. Like, I don't know how I would do that. Don't worry, y'all. Uncle Ricky P got you tonight, okay? So the first secret we're going to be going over tonight is how anyone can create profitable online courses even if you don't even know what your niche is yet. And I got some crazy stories for y'all to even prove that to you. It's going to be insane, okay? Secret number 2. This is the next thing we're going to be covering tonight, okay? Secret number 2. I'm going to be sharing with you guys why people would love to pay you. Why people would love to, thank you, Rome. Why people would love to pay you for your knowledge. Okay? Even if. Somebody say even if in the comments. Why people would love to pay you for your knowledge even if you don't think they would. Whoop. There you go. Even if you don't think they would, and even if you think your market is saturated. There we go, okay? Maybe you're here tonight and you're like, I know that, you know, like, I know who I'd like to serve. I feel like the market's like pretty saturated, right? Well, guys, people would love to pay you for your knowledge, okay? Even if you don't think they would, and even if the market feels saturated to you. And what is the third secret that we're going to be going over today? I'm glad you guys asked, okay? Secret number 3. Why selling your knowledge through courses thank you, Rome, is the best chance. Somebody in the chat, drop these words. Best chance at creating wealth. Okay? Why selling your knowledge through courses is your best chance at creating generational wealth, especially if you are a beginner. I think that's how you spell it. Beginner. There you go. So guys, real quick, we're going to be going over these 3 topics today, okay? Number 1, how anyone can create profitable online course even if you're not sure of your niche. Secret number 2, why people would love to pay you for your knowledge even if you don't think they would, or even if you think that the market is saturated. And number 3, I'm going to be sharing with you this third secret, why selling your knowledge through courses is the best chance at creating wealth, especially if you are a beginner. Now, guys, check this out here, okay? For those of you guys and gals who don't know, long before I was a worship leader, well, around the same time that I became a worship leader when I was a teenager, I started my first business. I started my first business when I was 15 or 16 years old, actually with Peter here, who you guys heard from earlier. We started our first business when we were teenagers. And so what a lot of people don't know is that even though I've been a worship leader and a missionary for the past 25 years, my wife and I, we have been building businesses all along in the marketplace, not using my audience at all, okay? So people are like, especially recently, people are like, oh, it's easy for Rick, like he's got this audience and way to just, you know, switcheroo on us, Rick. No. I've been doing this for a long time, okay? In fact, I have been able to generate 7 figures in e-commerce, okay? I've been able to generate 7 figures in marketing agencies. Oops. Okay, I've generated 7 figures in real estate. I've been able to generate 7 figures in, it's called intellectual property. Okay, I've even been able to generate 7 figures in consulting, okay? So why do I say all this? Am I trying to impress you? No, I'm not trying to impress you. The reason why I'm saying all of this is because if I could go back to the beginning of my wealth creation journey, if my wife and I could go back to the beginning, I wouldn't be doing any of this stuff, guys. I wouldn't be doing any of it. Here's what they don't tell you about e-commerce, okay? E-commerce, it's one of the biggest nightmares in the world. And this is coming from someone who's had a pretty successful e-commerce business, okay? E-commerce, why is this such a nightmare? In e-commerce, guys, you have got to hopefully pick a product or design a product that hopefully the market will buy. And if the market buys it, then you have to work with manufacturers overseas to get the price low enough to where it's actually worth you bringing to the market, okay? Then after that happens, you have to wait for them to manufacture the product. Then you have to pay upfront tens of thousands of dollars. In fact, one time on one of my products, somebody scanned something wrong and literally I lost $6,500 in a blip. No one knows what happened to it. They scanned my product wrong when it was coming overseas from China and the money was just gone. Like, oops, sorry, sir. We don't know what happened. And I'm like, what the heck? Right? Then if it makes it overseas, then you have to make sure that all these other things go good. Then you have to upload it to the website. Then if all of that stuff goes perfectly, then if somebody actually buys your product, you literally make like 10% profit margin. So think about this. If you had a $20 product in your e-com store, all of that work, a bunch of upfront overhead costs, thousands and tens of thousands of dollars to sell one $20 product, you might make $2. Like, is that ridiculous? I'm not the best at math, but like, is that ridiculous or is that ridiculous? Which one, right? Guys, here's the other thing. Like in marketing agencies, I had a pretty successful marketing agency. And guys, what they don't tell you with marketing agencies is you've got to work like 70, 80, 90, 100 hours every single week. It's way harder than any job I've ever had because you are the one doing the grunt work, right? There's even opportunities out there, guys, like Airbnb. What people don't tell you about Airbnb is that you actually have to lease the property. You have to furnish the property, okay? Then if nobody leases the property from you, like I'm getting into Airbnb. Well, what if nobody leases? Now, guess who is stuck with the rent? It's you, right? So guys, I'm telling you right now, all of these online opportunities, e-commerce, Airbnb, crypto, give me a break, guys. Like I saw tons of people put money into the crypto market and literally lose tens of thousands of dollars. Like I literally got into crypto when it was happening and I pushed the wrong button on there and literally I lost like $4,000 immediately, right? Guys, drop shipping. Someone very close to me is in drop shipping and they've sold hundreds of pieces of random merch online. After selling hundreds of pieces of merch, they've literally only made like a couple $100s over the course of like a year and a half. Like what is happening? And then of course, affiliate marketing. Guys, why in the world would you want to sell somebody else's thing so that they could pay you a tiny little portion if you actually sold something, right? So guys, I'm telling you right now, if I could do all of this over, I would not start with e-commerce. I would not start with marketing agency. I wouldn't go after real estate. I wouldn't do the intellectual property. I wouldn't do consulting. I wouldn't do Airbnb. I wouldn't do e-commerce. I wouldn't do all those things, guys. I would start with selling my knowledge through courses, okay? Now here's the punchline. Okay, every single one of these people, like all of us are seeing these guys online, okay? Guys and gals like, yo, Airbnb is the future, guys. E-commerce is the future. Amazon FBA, you guys should do drop shipping. You guys should do affiliate marketing. Guess what? 100% of them, guess the route that 100% of them want to teach you how their opportunity is the best. All of them want to sell their knowledge to you in their course. Like, drop some fire emojis in the comments if y'all know what I'm talking about, right? How many of y'all know that? Like, oh, this one's the best and that one's the best. And guess what? Airbnb is the best. I'm going to show you how to do it in my brand new course. Exactly. Right? So like, just to show you guys, because I know you guys and gals here know that making money online is possible. But guys, I'm telling you, I've done a ton of these opportunities. I've actually done pretty well in all of them. And if I could go back to the beginning, I wouldn't do any of them. I would just start with what I'm about to show you guys in tonight's training, okay? So guys, here's the thing. If you're taking notes, write this down. Selling your knowledge through online course creation is the best way to create wealth online. It's just the best way. Selling your knowledge through courses is the best way to create
wealth online, okay? Now, a lot of you guys and gals know I'm a believer 100% of the success that my wife and I have experienced in our life, in our businesses, have come from principles that we have found in the Bible, okay? And tonight we're right about to jump into the secrets here, but I want to give you a little bit of context from a scripture verse, okay, that I think is really going to blow your mind. If you're taking notes, write this verse down, okay? Luke chapter 16, verse 8. Luke chapter 16, verse 8, okay? And here's what Luke chapter 16, verse 8 says, okay? In fact, I need at least 25 people in the comments. Drop that in the chat. Luke 16, verse 8. Luke 16, verse 8. Let me know that you guys are here with me, okay? I want to see some interaction here. Guys, pay attention. I'm about to just give you guys the secret sauce, okay? Luke 16, verse 8, it says this: the children of this world are more wise in their generation than the children of light. What does that mean? The reason, I tell my students this all the time, guys, the reason why so many people are broke in 2024 is because so many people are trying to make a fortune in the present by making a living in the past. Uh-oh, what does that mean? Guys, why are so many people broke? Because they're trying to make a fortune in the present by making a living in the past. What does that mean? Listen, what worked for your parents in their generation, what worked for your grandparents in their generation does not work for us in our generation. That's why Luke 16:8 says that the children of this world are more wise in their generation than the children of light. What does that mean? It means that God's people, in fact, if you're God's people, if you're a son or a daughter of God, drop it in the comments, say, that's me, that's me, that's me, that's me. If you're a son or a daughter of God, okay, then I want to charge you. I want to encourage you. I want to call you to this scripture in Luke 16:8 and remind you that the reason why the children of the world are more wise in their generation than we are as the children of light is because they're not trying to make a living, they're not trying to make a fortune in the living by making a living in the past. They are using what opportunities are available to them today. You've got to learn how to take massive action on what opportunities are available to you in your generation. Guys, I'm telling you right now, like going to school, going to college, right? Working hard for 40, 50, 60 years. And hopefully if you did it hard enough, if you did it right enough, maybe by the time that you're at the end of your life, you might get an extra 10 years to enjoy it. I don't know about y'all, but that does not sound like the life that I want to live. I want to be wise in my generation. Come on, I need at least 50 people in the comments right now. Drop these words. Wise in my generation. Wise in my generation. Guys, I'm telling you the fastest way to wealth, it's not, going to college, getting a degree, climbing the corporate ladder. Building wealth in 2024 has nothing to do with trains or with trying to, get a horse and buggy business going. Building wealth in 2024 is not like, I'm going to start a beeper company, so where you can page me on my beeper. Like, that was cool in the 80s and 90s. That doesn't work today, y'all. Why? Because we have got to be wise in our generation, okay? If you guys and gals are taking notes, I want you to write this down, okay? What if 2024, can you imagine this? Just imagine this with me. What if in 2024, that this was the last year you clocked in and clocked out to work for someone else? In fact, I want to challenge you. If you're taking notes, which I hope you are, I hope you're here to take notes. I want to challenge you to write this down. 2024 will be the last year that I clock in and clock out to work for someone else. Come on, drop it in the chats if you need to, right? What if this was the last year that you clocked in, clocked out, work for someone else? Guys, I'm telling you, when you become wise in your generation, it can be and it will be for some of you guys and gals. Okay, you guys ready to jump into the secrets? How many of you guys and gals are ready? Just drop the word ready, 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 ready in the comments. Come on, talk to me here, y'all. Let me get a little drink of water. I said water and it's purple. It's got electrolytes in it, okay? If you guys and gals are ready to get the secret sauce, drop the words ready in the comments. Let's go, okay? So let's talk about secret number one, okay? Secret number one. How many of you guys and gals remember what secret number one was, right? Secret number one. Anyone can create, a profitable online course, even if, there it is again, anyone can create a profitable online course, even if you're not sure of what your niche is yet. Okay? So guys, I have a pretty incredible story to tell you. How many of you guys, I'm just here to tell stories tonight. Can I tell y'all a story? Like, I need at least 50 people right now. Just say story time with Uncle Rick. Say story. You didn't know it yet, but I just became your Uncle Ricky P, baby. Let's go. Right? Story time with Uncle Rick. Okay? So incredible, mind-blowing story. Okay? You can create profitable online courses even if you don't want your niches, even if you don't know what your niche is yet. Check this out, okay? So I had a farmer. You guys are not going to believe this, okay? So one of my students came to me, and the dude is a legit farmer, okay? Like, what he does every single day is he goes out, hangs out with the cows, he's picking blueberries, right? Like he's like driving tractors, like a farmer, okay? And he came to me, he's like, yo, I want to build a new stream of income. Can you show me how to create my first course to where I can sell it online? And I'll be honest with you guys, like, I was like, I think so, like, farmer, like, what would you teach? And he was like, I don't know, maybe I could teach like farming. And I was like, oh, farming's like, 1918, it's not even in the 1920s yet. I don't know if anyone would like to learn farming, but internally I was like, you know what? There's got to be something here that this guy can do to bring value to the market. And he was like, well, I'm also like a vocal instructor. Like I could teach vocals. And I was like, sure. Like he hadn't even solidified his niche yet. He's just like, well, I could do this. I could do that. And I was like, cool. I mean, I think more people would pay to learn how to, sing, because he was, on top of being a farmer, he was also like a vocal instructor at a small college. And I said, let's do it, bro. Long story short, he got the information that I'm sharing with you guys tonight. Okay, he put together his first course. And guys, you're never going to believe this. How many of y'all want to know how much this guy made? In fact, I need somebody to guess how much he made. Guess how much this guy made. You're not going to believe this. A farmer. Now look, I am not exaggerating. This guy was he had donkeys in his video, y'all. Like literally, he submitted a couple videos, so it's like, does this look good? And I was like, bruh, there's an animal in your video. What is that? He's like, oh, it's just my donkey. And I'm like, what is happening right now? You have a donkey in your video, bro? Like, I don't know if this is gonna work. But guys, here's the thing. This guy didn't even have his niche solidified yet. He did his first launch, and guys, in his first launch, he made $115,000 in his first launch. Somebody say first launch, first launch, first launch. How in the world was he able to do this with donkeys in the background, guys? Because the information I am revealing to you guys tonight literally has the power to change your life. If you guys and gals are taking notes, write this down. Principles are God's automation. Principles are God's automation. What does that mean? How many of y'all know that God has set up certain principles in the universe that just work? For instance, okay, let's see here. This bottle of electrolyte water here, if I were to drop it, gravity is going to work no matter what. And in fact, gravity works in China, gravity works in India, gravity works in Germany, gravity works in America. Gravity works if you are tall, if you're short, if you're big, if you're small, if you've got white skin, yellow skin, black skin, red skin, blue skin. Gravity just works. Why? Because gravity is a principle that just works. And here's what I always tell my students. If you can apply God's success principles then guess what's going to happen? God's principles are God's automation for success. And guys, here's the punchline. I want to mess with some people's theology right quick. Can I mess with your theology right quick? I need to just mess with some people's mind for a second, because here's the punchline, okay? Principles work for anyone, no matter if they love God or not, no matter if they know that this is God's success principle or not. That's why we see so many wicked people rolling out there in the cash, because they're applying success principles, and God said principles work no matter what. And so now they have automated success. How many of you guys and gals would like a taste of automated success in your life, in your finances, in your family, in your business, with your course creation? How many of you guys and gals would like that? Say, that's me in the comments. Say, that's me, that's me, that's me. Guys, I'm telling you right now, anyone can create profitable online courses, even if you don't even know what your niche is yet. Guys, here's a punchline. I need you to listen to me for a second, okay? Many people think that creating an online course is hard, or that you need to have a lot of tech skills, okay? But the truth is, anyone can create profitable online courses with just their phone and their laptop. And that means this opportunity is the perfect opportunity for someone just like you. Like, how many of you guys and gals are watching from a phone tonight? Drop a fire emoji if you're watching from a phone. How many of you guys and gals are watching from a laptop tonight? Drop a fire emoji if you're watching from a laptop. Congratulations, clap for yourselves, because now you have everything it takes to create your first or your next profitable online course. This limiting belief, this false idea that it's too hard, I can't do it, I need to be super techie. Guys, I can't even spell right. Like, I literally can't even, like, trust me, guys, you don't need to, like, the most techie thing that I can do is like scroll through Netflix sometimes, like, to try to find a show. Like, I don't know how to run a software. I don't know how to do any of this stuff, guys. You don't need tech skills. You don't need like all this crazy insight knowledge. You just need to have a phone and a laptop, and you need to have a little bit of passion. And if you have those things, this is the perfect opportunity for you, okay? In fact, can I tell you guys a story? I need at least 50 people to say story time in the comments. I got crazy stories for y'all tonight, guys. You're not going to believe this story I'm about to tell you. Okay, I got crazy stories. He said story time with Uncle Ricky P. That's a new thing. I just created it tonight. Story time with Uncle Ricky P. Okay, crazy story. So at the beginning of my wealth journey, when my wife and I began to start creating our own courses, okay, I heard my coaches, my mentors going, all you need is a phone and a laptop. And I was like, this can't be true, man. You have to have like expensive cameras. You got to have a team. You got to have a huge staff. Like, you have to know like 87 bajillion softwares. Like, there's no way. And I said, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to test the theory. Remember I was telling y'all early, run the play? They were saying, here's all you got to do. And I was like, okay, cool. I'm going to run the play. So here's what I did, y'all. I took out my phone. And you're not gonna believe this. I literally sat in my backyard with a tripod, like a $20 tripod I got from Best Buy, okay? Sat in my backyard, and I shot my first course on my phone. Sorry, it wasn't my first. It was like my third course or something like that, on my phone. It was like one of my first. Shot it on my phone. My dog is barking. Like, my son came up in the middle of it and like spilled his drink on my lap. Like, everything that could go wrong was going wrong, like birds chirping, like, you know, people coming in and out. And I was just like, this is ridiculous. Like, there's no way that this works. But I just trusted the process. I need somebody to talk back to me in the comments. Say, trust the process. Say, trust the process. Okay, so I'm there with my phone on a $20 tripod in my backyard. Dogs are barking, kids are spilling drinks, everything that could go wrong, going wrong around me. I recorded this course on my phone, okay? I uploaded the course, and guys, can I tell you what? We launched the program, and in 1 week, how many of y'all want to know what I made in 1 week with one of the courses being created on my cell phone. In 1 week, I don't know if y'all are ready for this. In 1 week, we made $400,000. And guys, a course in that program was created on my phone with dogs barking. Like, if the farmer with a donkey can do it, if I could do it in my backyard on a $20 tripod with dogs barking and little kids with like snot nose coming down, Dad, can you help me, and dropping drinks in my lap, then you can too. Guys, you have to see it before you seize it. If you're taking notes, write this down. You have to see it before you can seize it. What does that mean? It means that you have got to believe that this is possible for you. How many of you guys and gals know that this is possible? In fact, here we go. I need at least 50, 60 people in the comments. Drop these words. It is possible for me. It is possible for me. Come on, you got to see it before you can seize it, man. You got to see it before you can seize it. If you know that it's possible, drop it in the chats. It is possible for me. Guys, I recorded a course on my phone, made $400,000 in that program in 1 week. It is possible. It is possible, guys. How many of y'all are ready for secret number 2? Drop a 2 in the chat. Drop a 2 in the chat. If you guys are ready for secret number 2, drop a 2 in the chat. Come on, I need to see more people. Say 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2. Okay? Secret number 2. Secret number 2 is this. People would love to pay you for your knowledge. Even if. Someone say even if in the comments. Even if. You don't think they would? And even if you think your market is saturated. Okay? People would love to pay you for your knowledge, even if you don't think they would, or even if you think that your market is saturated, okay? Story time with Uncle Rick. Here we go. You guys ready for another story? Check this out, okay? How many of y'all are getting value? If you guys are getting value, drop some fire emojis in the comments. Drop some fire emojis in the comments if you guys are getting value tonight, okay? Listen, is it okay if I just over-deliver for you guys tonight? Is that okay? Is it okay if we just over-deliver for y'all and give you insane, crazy value tonight? Is that all right? Okay? So here's a story, crazy story, okay? Why would anybody want to pay me? Right? Like, who in the world would want to pay me? They could go on YouTube. Like, they could find it on Google. Like, why would they want to pay me? Guys, check this out, okay? So my wife and I, we've been married almost 20 years. And my wife is Cajun. How many of y'all know what a Cajun is? Okay? Anyone here know what a Cajun is? There's a show, I tease my wife and her family sometimes. There was a show, I forget which network or whatever, but there was a show on TV for a while called Swamp People. And like all these people who lived in the swamp would like hunt alligators and like, you know, do all this crazy swamp people thing. That's exactly who my wife's family is, y'all. Not exactly like it. Sorry, baby. I don't know if she's on here or not, but if it is, Lord, I apologize. Anyways, guys, my wife's family, guys, they're from Louisiana. And one thing that my wife's Meemaw, how many of y'all got a Meemaw? How many of y'all know what a Meemaw is, right? My wife's Meemaw, she lived to be 99 years old. And in fact, Meemaw, this is hilarious. First time I met Meemaw, I used to have like some earrings in. I had like a mohawk back in the day. How many of y'all remember that? And when I first met my wife's family, I walked up, I was like, hi, Meemaw, good to meet you. And she goes, you wearing earrings, boy? And I was like, yes. And she goes, only girls wear earrings, boy. Like, that's who Meemaw was, bro. Okay? And Meemaw would make a bad to the bone etouffee. She make a bad to the bone shrimp gumbo. Okay, y'all don't know about nothing like y'all don't know what that is, all right? Y'all don't know about that, okay? Meemaw would make the baddest to the bone gumbo that you ever had in your life. Like, it was so good, it make you want to slap your mama. They literally named a seasoning to describe this thing is so good, it'll make you want to slap your mama. She would use that in the gumbo recipe. And it was just the best gumbo anyone's ever tasted. Like, let me ask you a question. Does anybody here have a mom, a dad, a grandma, a grandpa, a loved one, a brother or sister? They make like the best, I don't know, chocolate chip cookies. They make the best spaghetti. They make the best banana pudding, whatever the heck it is, right? Let me ask you a question. Was Meemaw's gumbo the best in the whole entire world? Is your grandma's spaghetti recipe or the Southern comfort food, I said someone just dropped that in there, is it the best biscuit you ever had in your life? Or like, can anybody make that recipe? Well, the answer is anyone can make it. So what's the difference between Meemaw having the best thing ever and anyone else in the world doing the best thing ever? Guys, the punchline is this. Meemaw was the secret sauce. Like, why in the world would you show up here, okay? Why in the world would you show up to this webinar, to this training tonight, like, oh, Rick's gonna teach about how to create courses? There's infinity bajillion, galactazone, jillion people online talking about making money online with courses. Why would you come here? Because guys, I'm the secret sauce to my stuff. You are the secret sauce to your stuff. Like, guys, we have people in my programs. I literally have mechanics. I have stay-at-home moms who, like, they specialize in homeschooling people. I have people in our programs who literally, one of my students, her name is Jewel. In fact, let me tell you this quick story about Jewel, okay? Jewel, she's a single mother. She was struggling. She joined one of our programs, okay? And she was like, I don't know if this is gonna work for me. And I'm like, well, you know what, who do you wanna serve? Like, what niche are you serving? She goes, well, I'm in hospitality. And like, I show hotels like how to do better at hosting people when they come to the hotel. And I'm like, you should create a course. And she's like, I don't know, like who would buy my course? I don't know. I said, listen, run the play. I gave her the step-by-step. Here's exactly what you need to do. Y'all, she put her digital product, her course out there. And guys, in two rounds of launching her course, she made $15,000. How many of y'all, $15,000 extra dollars this month will be a little bit of a blessing? Just wave at me if that's you. How many of y'all would catch a little blessing if you got an extra $15,000 in your bank account this month, right? If Jewel, a single mom who is struggling, could do it, I know that you can do it too, but here's what you need to realize. You are the secret sauce. Come on, I need at least 50 or 60 people in the comments right now. Drop these words. I am the secret sauce. I am the secret sauce. Come on, drop it in the comments. Drop it in the comments. Say, I am the secret sauce. Why would somebody want to pay you? Because you got what somebody else doesn't got. Okay? You have an authenticity that somebody else doesn't have. And there are hundreds and thousands and tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands, potentially millions of people out there right now who would love to just pay you for your course instead of going and trying to waste 37 hours on YouTube, and he says to do it like this, and she says to do it like that, and then like this little kid also said to do it like this, and then this, you know, this random bro that I found said to do it like that, and there's like so much confusing information. It's like, what is the right? They would rather just pay you. They would rather just pay you. I tell the story sometimes. My son, he turned 8 years old this past August. I was like, hey bro, what do you want for your birthday? He says, I want to go fishing. And I was like, bro, I will gladly take you fishing. But your boy, I grew up in Las Vegas, Nevada. We didn't really go fishing, y'all. Like, we ran around like doing stuff that Vegas kids did, right? And we weren't too bad, right? But we just didn't go fishing that much. So I'm like, I will gladly take you fishing, son. So guess what I did? I got on YouTube and I'm like, how to take a kid fishing. Guys, after like 2 hours of like racking my brain, like what's the best pole? What's the best hook? What's the best bait? What should we go fishing for? Like bass or trout? I don't know anything. Where should I go fish? Where should I go fishing? And I was like, this is ridiculous. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to search right now. If somebody has a course on how to take your son fishing, And how many of y'all know there was a course on how to take your son fishing, and guess who paid that mug $1,000 or whatever it was, or $2,000 or whatever the heck his course was? Guess who paid him? Your boy, Uncle Ricky P, paid that mug, who I didn't even know, for his course to learn how to teach my son how to fish, guys. If you're sitting there right now with the limiting belief that no one will pay me, guys, I have great news for you, because here's the punchline. Many people think that no one will pay me because my market's too saturated and I'm not special enough. Who would pay me? But the truth is, people would love to pay you, especially if your market is saturated. Why? Because if there's a lot going on in your market, that means that it's a good market. And that means that you can use this information to design your business and your life exactly how you desire it to be. Can I submit something to you guys tonight? Can I submit something to you guys tonight? Listen, how many of y'all know that God has brought you through some things so that he can bring you to some things? How many of y'all have ever been through a struggle, right? Just wave at me. Anybody here? No one on here ever had any struggles, right? No one here ever had any adversity. No one here ever had any difficulty. If you're taking notes, write this down tonight. If you're taking notes, write this down. Listen, there is no strength without struggle. There is no advancement without adversity, and there is no destiny without difficulty. I'll say that again. No strength without struggle. There's no advancement without adversity, and there is no destiny without difficulty. Why am I saying that, guys? Because I want to encourage you. What you have been through, you're like, well, it's not that big of a deal, and I'm not that special. No one would pay me. Yes, they would. Because you have already been through that journey. You already know how to help the people who are a few steps behind you. And I don't know about y'all, but if I am in the middle of my painful journey and I could just pay somebody for their knowledge to get me out of this place quicker, boy, you better believe I'm paying them. I'm buying that course right now, right? So guys, I want to encourage you, what you've been through, one more time, because a couple people are asking. No strength without struggle, no advancement without adversity, and no destiny without difficulty. Okay, if you're taking notes, write this down. It will work on you until it works for you. Why does the Bible say that all work is profitable? Because guys, here's the punchline. It's either working on you or it's working for you. And I have fantastic news for you tonight. If you are on this training tonight, it lets me know that you've been through some stuff, but you're hopeful for the future. Anybody here hopeful for the future? If that's you, say that's me in the comments. Does anybody here know that you're going to win no matter what? Let me know in the comments. Does anybody here know that even though I've been through some stuff, God is bringing me to some stuff? If that's you, say that's me in the comments. Guys, it has been working on you all this time, but now with this information I want to give you guys tonight, okay? Now it can start working for you. Guys, there's purpose in everything that you've been through. And just because you're like, well, I'm not that special, yes, you are. One of the biggest false beliefs that most people have when it comes to creating wealth is that they're not special enough or no one's going to pay me. Yes, they will. As a man or a woman thinks in their heart, what? So they are. Romans chapter 12, verse 2 says, you have to be transformed by the renewal of your thought process, guys. The man or the woman who thinks they can, or the man or the woman who thinks they can't, are both right. But I know that you guys are not the ones who don't think that it can. I know you guys know that it's possible for you. Can I tell you guys another story, and then we're going to get to secret number 3 here? Someone drop story time with Uncle Ricky P in the comments. Another story here, guys. So some of you guys and gals saw this testimony at the beginning of our pre-roll video before we jumped on. I had a student, okay? He joined one of my programs, and for a whole entire year, this guy showed up, he asked questions, Okay, he ran the plays. He did all of the things that I showed him how to do. And time after time after time after time again, it just landed up not working. And we would tweak this and we would tweak that and we would tweak this and we would tweak that. But guys, this guy had tenacity. This guy had determination. Listen, if you're on here tonight and you're taking notes, write this down. It has to work or it has to work. You need to get this determination in your heart, man. You need to get this determination in your mind, in your spirit, that it has to work or it has to work. Which one's it going to be? It has to work or it has to work. This student committed to the process, and almost the whole entire year of it just working on him, all of a sudden in one single day. How many of y'all know how much he made in one day? I'm going to write it on the board. Check this out. I want to know the guesses. Let me know the guesses down in the comments. How many of you guys think, actually, let me just see the guesses. After sticking with it, and he committed to the process, and he allowed the work to work on him before it worked for him, in one single day, he did a launch, and you guys are not going to believe this. Guess how much he made in one single day? I will tell y'all this. As far as I've seen, every single one of y'all are too low. You're not going to believe this. He made $700,000 in one single day. What is happening right now? Drop some fire emojis in the comments. Drop some fire emojis. 700,000 in one single day. Why? Because he committed to the process. He committed to say, you know what? This is going to work on me until it works for me, and I'm here for the process. Guys, it didn't work until it did. And some of you guys and gals need to be willing to be bad enough for long enough so you can get good enough so that this thing, this information, this opportunity can and will change your life forever. Okay? How many of you guys and gals are ready for secret number 3? Secret number 3, drop a 3 in the chat. Drop a 3 in the chat. Let's go, let's go. Drop a 3 in the chat. Come on, I need way more people than that. Drop a 3, drop a 3, drop a 3. How many guys and gals are ready for secret number 3? Secret number 3. Woo! Y'all better watch out because this one's fire. This one's fire, okay? Selling your knowledge through courses is your best chance. There it is again. Someone drop these words in the chat. Best chance. Selling your knowledge through courses is your best chance at creating generational wealth, especially if you're a beginner. Now, why at the beginning of this training did I ask, how many of you guys and gals believe it's possible? And a bunch of you guys and gals are like, it's possible, it's possible. That's the kind of attitude, that's the kind of faith that you need to have in yourself, having what God said about you. Because guys, the punchline is this: beginners. I'm talking about my students. I'm talking about me and my wife. I'm talking about friends, family members that I know. They're getting this knowledge and literally they are experiencing revolutionary wealth in moments. Why? Because they're wise in their generation. They're not trying to build wealth at the coal mine. They're not trying to build wealth at the railroad track. They are taking advantage of the opportunities that are available to them in their generation. Guys, we got to be wise in our generation. Can I tell you a story? Story time with Uncle Rick. Here we go. So me and my wife, we have some amazing friends. And I think this will especially hit home for those of you guys and gals, you're believers. Maybe you're coming from a ministry background, or, you know, you love God and you're just like, God's calling me to more. I just don't know how this is going to work, whatever, right? We've got these amazing friends, and they were serving at a small local church. And how many of y'all know that, you know, with the biggest hearts to impact, a lot of times we get stuck in these ruts because we don't have the income to fuel the impact that we desire to make. And the same thing goes with my friends here. They were working at this small church. Guys, they were making so little money working at this small church. By the way, it was a husband, a wife, and 3 kids living in one tiny little apartment, 1 bedroom, one tiny little apartment. They were struggling so bad just to make ends meet, just to get by, that the husband was driving Uber just to make ends meet. And the crazy part is this, okay? My friend, they got this information that I'm giving you guys and gals tonight. And you know what they said? You know what? We're just going to try it. We're just going to try it. We're going to choose to be wise in our generation. We're going to go for it. And we are going to test and make sure that this actually works. And guess what happened, y'all? They got some people together and they said, guys, we have put together this course, this training for you, and we would like to make it available to you. How many of y'all want to know how much they made in 1 hour? 1 hour, drop it in the comments. I want to see your guesses. How much do you think they made in 1 hour? They launched their course, and in 1 hour, let me see, Rome, can I see the comments there? I can't see them. There we go. 1 hour. How much do you think they made? In 1 hour. $100,000 in 1 hour, guys. Guys, I'm telling you, this is possible. Like, if you've been here tonight and you're getting stirred in your heart and you're like, gosh, I can do this. It's possible for me. If you're like, man, I'm an action taker, I want to see in the comments right now, at least 70 people, 80 people in the comments right now. I want to see you drop these words. It is possible for me. Come on, guys. It is possible for me. Guys, these are not made up stories. These are real people with real stories. You've heard mine and my wife, some of our story. You've seen and firsthand heard from their own mouths. Some of my students, you're hearing these stories of my friends and even family members who literally in moments, because they have chosen to take advantage of the opportunities that are available to them in their generation, because they are choosing to be wise in their generation, because they are not trying to make a fortune in the living by making a living in the past, okay? It's possible, guys. It's absolutely possible. Here's the punchline, guys. Many people think that they can't create their own profitable online course because they need experience, they need to be a guru, like they need to be like this expert. But the truth is, anyone, someone drop the words anyone in the comments, anyone can create generational wealth with this new opportunity. And that means creating digital courses are your best chance at your best life.
Thanks so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the training. If you did enjoy it, make sure to like, subscribe, hit the bell, all that good stuff. Share this with somebody who needs to see it, and we'll see you on the next video. Peace.